So, hello dear students, I welcome you to the yet another interesting lecture on polymer science and their applications in controlling and sustaining the drug release. So, as of now, we have covered the various applications, and I have also shown you the types of polymers we are using to control the drug release. Now I will be showing you certain examples which are commercially available and the technologies that the manufacturers are using for controlling the drug release. So in this lecture we will be discussing what are injectable implants. I will also be showing and discussing you the very interesting concept of OcuSerts. Means these will be those devices which will be having a drug delivery system to release the drug in a controlled fashion in the ophthalmic particular area, and I will also be introducing a novel concept of osmotically controlled devices. So these devices that are osmotically controlled devices will be working on the principle of osmosis. Means a osmogen will be there, which under the influence of aqueous environment will create a osmotic pressure, and under the influence of osmotic pressure the drug will be released in a controlled fashion. So let us first take an example of injectable implants. So this is the one of the first and the only of its kind, that is known as the Leuprolide, which is basically marketed as Eligard, and it is a delivery system for prostate cancer. So basically prostate cancer is a very means a very critical conditions experienced in males, and as the age is progresses the prostate gland is enlarged because of the overproduction of the hormone testosterone. So the idea is to control the means or to just inhibit the overproduction of testosterone, so it can just control the means proliferating cells or because of this prostate cancer. So how this system works we will be seeing. So it actually contains an injectable suspension, and it utilizes the Atrigel technology. This is a patented technology, and it delivers the hormone leuprolide acetate. So it is basically a hormonal therapy in which we are trying to provide hormonal replacement and to block the overproduction of testosterone. So the delivery system actually contains a biodegradable copolymer which is known as lactide coglycolide, you can see over here, and it is dissolved in a biocompatible solvent. So the beauty of this system is the system is biodegradable in nature, and because of its biodegradable nature it is least toxic to the particular patient, and because of its biodegradable nature it can be degraded by its own. We do not need to have a surgery to remove the implant. It will be biodegradable by its own after a certain period of time. So you can see the polymer gradually loses its organic solubility once we are injecting it through the subcutaneous route. So let me just show you this beautiful representation. You can see over here we are just inserting this system means into the particular area, and the drug is getting you can see it is gelling up over here, and as the time will pass you can see it the implant will be getting dissolved in a controlled fashion, and the drug will be releasing as the time will be passing. So you can see I have given you the source. You can just click on the source and understand in a better way how the system works, basically means how the Eligard works. So this is a beautiful representation of the means system. So you can see as the time will pass the system will be releasing the drug, and as the means after certain period of time it will be self biodegradable, and it will be not available in the system for a longer duration of time. So another category, or we can say another type of means control release product which is into the market is doxycycline, and it is marketed as Atridox. So it is a subgingival control release product, and it contains two syringe mixing system. And in the syringe A, you can see we have 450 mg of Atrigel, again the same technology that I was discussing, and bioabsorbable flowable polymeric formulation, composed of 36.7% poly DL lactide, as I already mentioned in my previous slide, dissolved in 63.3 and methyl pyrrolidol. So this is the rate controlling membrane which is controlling the drug release, that is the doxycycline, for a controlled duration of time. So always remember, doxycycline, the Atridox, is available in a two syringe system. The syringe A contains basically the polymer and the dissolving fluid, whereas the syringe B contains 50 milligram of doxycyclic hexylate, which is actually equivalent to 42.5 milligram doxycycline. So this is our drug, and it consists a pale yellow viscous liquid, and actually the drug release or the drug amount is 10% doxycycline hexylate. So now how this system actually work, you can see I have given the working mechanism in the YouTube link, so you can just click on this link and see the wonderful mechanism. So actually the summary of the system is that upon contact with the cervicular fluid which is available in the oral cavity, the liquid product solidifies. The liquid that we are means the polymeric product we are using, this will be solidifying and will be allowing a controlled release of the drug, and it will be releasing the drug in a controlled fashion for around 7 days. And this doxycycline will be working on the bacteria which is basically degrading the gums, and the teeth are getting hollow. So this wonderful technology is one of its kind which can control the infection into the of the buccal mucosa. So another important application of controlled release and the polymers is the use of OcuSert. So these are those implants which are basically inserted into the eye, and you can see this is the first of its kind developed by the Elza Corporation, and it contains pilocarpine in the reservoir. So this is the reservoir, and this is means over it is a transport rate controlling membrane, as well as underneath is also a transparent rate controlling membrane, and annual rings are there which provides basically opacity to the system, as well as the handling becomes easy. So what are the characteristic feature of this OcuSert? You can see the reservoir contains the pilocarpine, which is the drug of our means the target which we are trying to release, and the carrier material which is basically means enhance is used to enhance the drug release is the alginic acid. So this alginic acid, you remember we have discussed in when we are discussing the polysaccharides. So this is the anionic polymer, and the rate controlling membrane is made up of ethylene vinyl acetate copolymer, and the energy source is obviously the concentration of the pilocarpine. So initially the concentration of pilocarpine would be larger, so the initial drug release would be in that fashion, and as the drug concentration will be decreasing, the amount of drug release will again be subsequently left in that fashion. So the release or the control release which we are achieving through this OcuSert is, you can see 20 to 40 milligram per hour, and it will be available for 7 days. So this is the beauty of this system, that is the OcuSerts. Now let me just show you what are osmotically controlled devices. So as discussed by me in the introductory session, so these work on the principle of osmotic pressure. So if we can just use a particular agent, or the drug is a osmogen, so the drug release can be controlled in a same fashion. So you can see I have just shown you some points. So in this device an osmotic agent is there within a rigid housing and is separated from an active agent compartment by a movable partition. So you can see this is the structure of this osmotically controlled devices. So this is the movable partition that we are talking about, and this is the semi-permeable membrane through which the aqueous or the GI fluids can enter. So when the GI fluid will enter, this osmogen will actually swell, and when it will swell, it will exert a certain pressure onto the drug, and the drug will be released through this orifice in a controlled fashion. So let me just take you back. So one wall of the rigid housing is semi-permeable membrane. So this is the semi-permeable membrane. So that when pump is exposed to the aqueous environment, water will be driven osmotically across the membrane. So water will be driven through osmotic pressure, and because of this means of the system which is getting swelled, it will be exerting a back pressure on the drug, and the drug will be expelled from this orifice in under the influence of this osmotic pressure. So the increased volume with osmotic compartment will force active ingredient out of the device through the delivery orifice. So the rate of delivery you can see over here, dm by dt is given by dv over dt and C. So C is the concentration of the active drug in solution pumped out of the orifice with respect to time. So to understand the working of this LZ pump, you can just go and watch this YouTube video. You will be in a better condition to understand the actual working mechanism of LZ pump through some what we can say the animated videos. So how this system is being developed, you can see this is the reservoir which contains the drug, and means this is enclosed by a osmotic energy source, and after that a semi-permeable membrane is there. So when this system will be inserted into the body, the GI fluids will penetrate, it will exert the pressure on this osmogen, and the drug will be released through this orifice. So this is the flow moderator. We can control the flow of the drug through this device, and this is the filling tube. You can just inject the drug into this filling tube and insert into this cavity. So as I discussed regarding the osmotically controlled devices, this is again a modified version of osmotically controlled devices. So you can see here we are not using any osmotic agent, or basically the drug is actually working itself as a osmogen, and the semi-permeable membrane is surrounding the drug reservoir, and when the water will be means coming inside through this semi-permeable membrane, the osmogen will be exerting a pressure, and the drug solution will actually be releasing out in the same fashion as discussed in this particular case. So thank you dear students, I hope you understand this wonderful lecture. For any doubts you can just consult